Do you want me to sign a confidentiality agreement? Why are you trying to silence me?
I can just sit down and shut up.
But it had to do with the fact that they were trying to get me to sign a confidentiality agreement that I was not willing to agree to. He's putting the whole thing on me that I slowed it down, that I'm the problem.
And so Janelle's pushing me to either complete with what Mary's wishes were or force the sale. I got in this place where I was like, backdoor deal almost with Janelle. Hey, we'll just sell it out from under these other two. Because Robyn was like, we are not going to mess them over. No, we should mess them over. And this is why I was a terrible polygamist, because I couldn't ever do that. And Robyn finally goes, I couldn't ever just do that with these wives and just manage it.
Which he could. He could sell it. I mean, he could have forced the sale on everything, so yeah.
She looks at me like, who are you? You're the man that I met and fell in love with that said if one of his wives left him, he'd buy her a house down the street to keep his kids close to him, and you'd be so generous with her. Where are you?
No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not selling this land until everything is perfectly fair and we do this the right way. Sorry. I'll be the big, fat rock in the way.
Nothing like the woman you love making you say to yourself, well, it's time for me to become a better man.
We don't need to make it dramatic.
You're worried.
Oh, I wonder why. Shoot, what's wrong with me?
If in the confidentiality agreement, if you had signed the initial one and they had sold the property out from under you, would you be able to speak about it?
No. It breaks my heart that it has come to this. I didn't think that these people would try to do this to me. Was there not any parts of us that were human? Cody used to write me notes a lot in the early years, before Janelle was in the family, I think.
Cody was cute with cards, but I don't think for the past couple of years that we were married that we really exchanged cards that much. I remember one point telling him, I don't want any more gifts from you, and I don't want to give you any more gifts. We're done. And he's like, oh, okay. I'm like, we're done. They're just pretending.
I'm sorry that our work is keeping us apart, but it will make us tough, and we do need to make some sacrifices. Keep your head up and a smile on your face. You are always so pretty when you smile. Keep a positive attitude through our trials, and you'll become a stronger person. The Lord wants us to be strong.
Mary was very insecure. I spent a good part of my life just trying to build something of confidence there. Just need a lot of reassurance.
Cody and I both knew that he was going to eventually get another wife, and this was a big topic of conversation. I don't know, I guess I would think that if a man is married to a woman and he's open to, another relationship, would he not be kind and be reassuring to his wife, knowing that this might be hurtful to her?
If you get down because life is a little bit difficult, just remember how much I love you. That should keep you warm inside. I love you tons and gobs. You're mates for life and eternity. Cody Brown.
Dang,
that's a lot of words.
That's a lot of words. You know what? My grandma used to love it when he would write to him because he writes really well.
This box is literally just the very beginning. He has written me so many notes and letters over the years. So for him to come back and say, oh, I never loved you, it's like, okay. It's just disrespectful to me.
Sister Wives Meri Brown says Cody Brown asked her to sign NDA. Watch, Sister Wives Meri Brown alleges Cody Brown and Robyn Brown asked her to sign a NDA. Before Sister Wives Cody Brown could sell Coyote Pass, the 14-acre piece of land he once owned with wife Robyn Brown and exes Meri Brown, Janelle Brown, and Christine Brown, things got a bit hairy. With the Flagstaff, Arizona, property split into separate parcels, all owned by separate members of the family, I think the issue was getting our names put on the appropriate pieces of properties, Meri explained during the November 16th episode of the long-running TLC series. There was a lot of conversation surrounding that, and I don't know why it couldn't just be signed on. Her former spouse posited one theory. Ahead of the April sale, we got a written offer, the father of 18 explained. But we were still in the middle of the paperwork to reassign all the property to make the four of us equal owners. Signing on the dotted line slowed down, significantly, the 56-year-old added, because there was too much to agree on, and we were going back and forth through lawyers. His first wife doesn't necessarily agree with that take, but she can't say much more. He's putting the whole F-king thing on me that I slowed it down, that I'm the problem, she detailed angrily. But it had to do with the fact that they were trying to get me to sign a confidentiality agreement that I was not willing to agree to. Why do you want me to sign a confidentiality agreement? Why are you trying to silence me? While Cody remained quiet on any talk of a non-disclosure agreement, he did acknowledge there was some side chatter between him and second wife Janelle. After we took the offer, Janelle was worried about losing the buyer, he explained. And so Janelle's, like, pushing me to either comply completely with what Meri's wishes were or force the sale. I got in this place where I was, like, backdoor deal almost with Janelle. And the 56-year-old mom of 6 admits she didn't fully shut Cody out. Cody said, well, I could sell it without Meri's consent, Janelle recounted. And I'm like, well, you could. Which, he could. He could sell it. And had he followed through on that metaphorical knife to Meri's kidneys and the NDA, the 54-year-old would have been fully silenced. It f***ing breaks my heart that it has come to this, she shared. I didn't think that these people would try to do this to me. Like, was there not any parts of us that were human? To hear Cody tell it, that was the same question Robyn asked. When his sole remaining wife learned about his underhanded plan, he detailed, she looks at me like, who are you? You're the man that I met and fell in love with. That said, if one of his wives left him, he'd buy her a house down the street to keep his kids close to him. And you'd be so generous with her. Where are you? Added Cody, boy, nothing like the woman you love making you say to yourself, well, it's time for me to become a better man. And that path forward started with moving a metaphorical mountain. I was like, this is bull's tea, Robyn said of her response to Cody's side deal. No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not selling this land until everything is perfectly fair and we do this the right way. Sorry. I'll be the big fat rock in the way. Even with that show of support, though, her relationship with one-time bestie Meri has hit rock bottom. I feel like if Robyn and I were to have a friendship again, it would have to start at the very beginning, Meri said of their decimated relationship. Because she is loyal to Cody, as she should be. I am not. And we'd have to have some really hard conversations. There's not trust with me and Robyn. There's not. It's just one hard truth she and her co-stars have shared on Sister Wives' 20th season. Keep reading for more revelations. Meri Brown and Janelle Brown helped pay for Robyn Brown's house. Part of the reason the Coyote Pass sale got so hairy was that the family hadn't taken care of what happened in Vegas. When Meri sold her 5-bedroom Sin City home, she handed over the profits so that Robyn could purchase her 5-bedroom spread in Arizona, with Janelle chipping in as well. From there, Meri detailed on the January 18th one-on-one special, they bought the house that was for them and then, you know, it doubled in value when they sold it. Yay, them. Which is when she and Janelle made clear that their loan wasn't exactly on the house. And so when it came time to sell their land in Arizona, there was agreements that hadn't been settled, Cody detailed. Janelle and Meri had gifted money to me and Robyn to purchase Robyn's house. Meri's house, the proceeds from her house in Las Vegas, were half mine, okay? And so they wanted their 25% of Coyote Pass, but I had put extra money in it. And they wanted to be paid back for their gift for Robyn's house, but I hadn't been compensated. And we couldn't negotiate. They were able to strike a deal with Janelle, Robyn noted. She said 100% we were square with her, but Meri hadn't. Still, Cody insisted Meri's payday was coming. Meri will get paid, he swore. Everybody is going to have their money and I'm going to be bitter because they sat there and just talked me the whole time. Robyn Brown insists Meri Brown burned so many bridges in their relationship. The friction between once close Robyn and Meri isn't exactly water under the bridge. Asked why she felt she didn't tell her former friend that Cody and Janelle were potentially planning a deal behind her back, Robyn told Sukanya on the January 18th special, I'm not going to sit there and be disloyal to Cody. Had she and Meri remained tight, then that could be something to say to me, Robyn added, but not now. She has burned so many bridges with me and I don't know why. The issue, Robyn surmised, is Meri is sitting there trashing me and I don't even know what the problem is. All of a sudden, she continued, their friendship was gone. I don't know what happened, Robyn swore. I don't know why it's different. She just all of a sudden was angry at Cody. So somehow I'm lumped into that. Cody Brown watched ex-Christine Brown's wedding to David Woolley. Turns out even Cody said, I do, to seeing his former bride marry her now husband in October 2023. I watched their wedding, he admitted on the January 18th episode. And I was smiling through the entire thing almost. It was fun to see Christine in a great spot. It's sort of kind of her dream come true. Janelle Brown is considering a spiritual divorce from ex-Cody Brown. Officially done with former husband Cody Brown, and his nice pecs and six-pack abs, Janelle Brown revealed in Sister Wives Season 20 opener that she's borrowing a page from Meri Brown's playbook. Never legally entwined to Cody during their 29-year marriage, I had sort of thought about a spiritual divorce a long time ago and didn't even realize it was an option, the patriarch's second wife detailed on the September 28th premiere. And so when Meri got one, I'm like, oh, hey, Meri, who do I call? And her former sister wife, who was granted a spiritual release from their former church on the grounds of abandonment, was more than happy to fill in some blanks. Said Janelle, she has been kind of helping me get in touch with everybody. Madison Brush would like to reconcile with Dad Cody Brown. Madison Brush is still working through the sins of her father. Amid her ongoing estrangement from Dad Cody, Madison, the second oldest of his and Janelle's 6 kids, admitted on the September 28th episode that she's still struggling with the separation. You want your dad to show up, the mother of 4 shared in a confessional alongside husband Caleb Brush. You want reconciliation. I know I played a part and I'm angry because I'm still trying to learn to not be disappointed. It's a lesson she's struggling to master. I'm still learning how to just see him for who he is, she noted. I'm trying to understand that maybe he didn't know how to show up. He might be hurting. He also might not be willing to cede too much ground. Cody stressed his desire to have healing with Meri, Janelle, third wife Christine Brown and their children, explaining, I think we're in an impasse here because this healing can only happen on their terms only. Cody Brown has this concern about his sex life with wife Robyn Brown. To hear Cody's fourth and sole remaining wife Robyn Brown tell it, she always wanted the family, not just the man. I had marriage proposals, she revealed on the September 28th episode. Not necessarily an on bended knee situation, she noted, just different men at different times said, you know, I'd marry you in heartbeat. Her response never wavered, I was just like, well, I plan to live a plural marriage. And had Cody been single when he pursued her, rather than a devoted family man with 3 wives, I would have said the same thing to you. But now that they find themselves as unintentional monogamists, asserted Cody, it's you and me, baby. Though he admittedly had one concern. There's something I want maybe more than you do, Cody told Robyn, alluding to their sex life. The way he saw it, Cody continued in a confessional, a polygamist is getting more than he wants and a monogamist isn't getting enough. Meri Brown reveals an ex broke up with her over her polygamous past. Throwing herself into dating, Meri knows precisely what she's looking for in a man. In addition to a tall guy, super important for me is to find somebody who wants to travel with me, the avid road tripper explained in the October 5th episode. And also must not have cats. Must love dogs. And she definitely needs someone who won't scare easily. There was a guy that I was talking to, she detailed of one of her more troubling dating adventures. Once he discovered she was a polygamist, he was like, I can't continue talking to you. This is not something that I'm even interested in or open to, she shared. And it was very hurtful to me. Because I was a polygamist, you're not interested in pursuing a relationship with me. For Meri, she continued, it was like my first real big realization that that's going to inhibit some people from even wanting to start talking to me. Janelle Brown thinks no one else really wanted to live on Coyote Pass. Janelle is convinced she was the only member of her sprawling fam who truly wanted to land on Coyote Pass. Discussing the family's standoff over the 14-acre property they purchased ahead of their 2018 move to Flagstaff, Arizona, Janelle admitted on the October 3rd episode, I'm not actually sure I ever had the dream of us all being out on Coyote Pass. Because while Cody's second wife could imagine herself settling out there, it's a beautiful piece of property, why not? She alleged that it was more of a passing phase for her ex and his other brides. Nobody really wanted to live out there, she said, adding that Christine definitely didn't and Meri would have obliged if everybody else had done it. As for Cody and Robyn, they had a house that was pretty much there without being there on the property, Janelle surmised of the 2-acre, 5-bedroom spread they have since sold for $1.7 million. So as much as they all howled over the land they initially split into 4 separate parcels, said Janelle, I just could see very soon after we moved to Flagstaff that was not going to be a thing. Why Cody Brown thinks he has a strained relationship with most of his adult kids. Cody has a theory about why his bonds with the majority of his adult kids, save for Robyn's eldest Dayton, Aurora and Brianna, are kinda garbage. I think most of the relationships between me and my adult children are strained, he acknowledged on the October 5th episode. It's an issue of trash talk and innuendo, and it has challenged loyalties and trust on all sides. And these days, not many of his grown kids are on Team Cody. Though Michael T. Padron, one of his 6 children with Christine, had been the most outwardly supportive of her father, months after she and husband Tony Padron made the move to North Carolina with their 3 children, she gave her take on the rift. I think that if he took more accountability in any of his actions, his kids, maybe not all of them, but at least some of them, would reach out, she noted during an October 2024 fan Q&A shared on the Instagram account at Without a Crystal Ball. Instead of blaming the children, or blaming how they feel about his relationship with his other wife or blaming the parents or blaming gossip or whatever, if he just said, look, I understand I did blank wrong. I'm sorry. Can we talk about it? I feel like that would go such a long way. Janelle Brown admits she would have taken half of Cody Brown's assets. With the April 2025 sale of Coyote Pass, Janelle and Meri walked away from their marriage to Cody with a nice parting gift. Christine had already signed over her portion of the land in exchange for keeping the proceeds from the sale of her Arizona home. As Janelle joked to Meri on the October 5th episode, it was a nice way to just be like, see you later. Hope I never see you again. Goodbye. But she certainly wouldn't have waved off an even nicer present. Had she been legally married to Cody, she noted, she absolutely would have taken half of his assets, because it would have been half mine. Cody Brown agreed to sell Coyote Pass for this reason. Before Cody and Robyn agreed to close the door on their Coyote Pass dreams, they had to open, not a window, but the contract on their new $2.1 million manse. After months of going back and forth with his exes about unloading the massive property, selling Coyote Pass became a reality for us, Cody detailed in the October 12th episode, only when we discovered we really wanted this other house. The dad of 18 is also eager to unload the bad memories of their previous home. We've experienced a lot of heartache here, he posited. And we want a new beginning, something different, something new. Why Cody Brown feels he failed at plural marriage. Though Cody felt his love should be multiplied, committing to 4 different wives, his attention wasn't divided all that equally. I felt like I was devoted to our family and to plural marriage, but then I struggled to be devoted specifically to every single wife and vice versa, he reasoned on the October 19th episode. I don't think the wives were devoted to me or to each other as a whole. Among his missteps, he guessed, was setting up Robyn in her $1.65 million, 5-bedroom Flagstaff home while other spouses were making do with less. I don't know what went wrong, he said of ending his unions to Meri, Janelle and Christine, but I know that I stirred up a jealousy putting her in this house. My wives, in whatever way, couldn't handle that I was willing to fight so much to make sure that Robyn was safely kept. Christine Brown says it was a lot of work being married to Cody Brown. For Christine, it was hard to take it easy with Cody. We were married to a guy that was a lot of work, she mused on the October 26th episode. He had a lot of things that he liked and a lot of specifics, like certain dietary restrictions, his grooming and things like that. Bottom line, she noted, it was a lot. Enough that Janelle isn't exactly looking to multiply her love after their split. I think maybe Cody was a lot of work, she told Christine and her now husband David Woolley. So I think that a relationship must be really hard. Which is why she's so resistant to David's urges for her to sign up for Farmers Only, telling cameras, David just can't handle that I'm just not going to go date because I'm like, dude, no. Christine Brown says Cody Brown sometimes called her by the wrong name. Cody was quite careful not to call his wives every name in the book. Cody would rarely slip up and call us the wrong name, Christine insisted in the November 2nd episode. There's certain moments you don't want to hear another woman's name. You know those moments that I'm talking about. Never happened. Though there were some close calls. I would catch myself a lot, Cody admitted. And I've certainly done it. I had a way of starting it sometimes and then pivoting. Christine Brown felt betrayed by Robyn Brown. To hear Christine tell it, she felt quite stabbed in the kidney by her former sister wife. I feel betrayed by Robyn, she detailed to David on the November 2nd episode. I felt like I could never really trust her, ever. The issue, she explained to cameras, is that she would tell her things that I thought were in confidence and then I'd get in trouble for them and Cody would get mad. I can't trust her. So I stopped confiding in her. But Robyn insisted she was just trying to play marriage counselor. Christine would say to me, I wish Cody would know this. I wish Cody would understand this. I'm struggling with this, she explained. Me being kind of a naive fool, I thought I could help, but I should have just stayed out of it completely. Meri Brown had to draw hard boundaries with ex-Cody Brown. Once somewhat charmed by her stance as Cody's favorite ex-wife, Meri wasn't interested in indulging any of her former husband's attempts at small talk when he scheduled a video chat to discuss the potential sale of their Arizona property. I don't know what happened with Meri because I remember helping her move to her place in Parowan, Utah, and it was all fun and games and cordial, he mused of their shared chat with Janelle on the November 2nd episode. And since then to now, it's got weird. But Meri insisted she was just focused on business, not pleasure after taking in what Cody had said to cameras in previous seasons. I just had to draw some really hard boundaries, she explained. And when we get on this video call and he's being all friendly and trying to act like things are normal after some of the things that he has said to and about me and my friends, that's not going to fly. Cody Brown felt he should have been able to vet Christine Brown's husband David Woolley. Though Christine answered now husband David's 2023 proposal with a very enthusiastic yes, her former spouse feels he should have had a say. My daughter lives in David's house, Cody explained of his and Christine's youngest, Truly. I should know David. In fact, he mused, he should have had the right, even, to discriminate David. Janelle Brown doesn't think she'll get back the money she loaned Cody Brown and Robyn Brown. Excited about recouping her share of Coyote Pass, Janelle wasn't about to howl over losing the money she'd given Robyn and Cody for their 5-bedroom Arizona home. While her kids feel like I should pursue the money that I put into Robyn's house, she shared in the November 2nd episode, it's going to be a fight. Should she try to get the money out of Cody, she continued, there's always a billion reasons why he doesn't owe it. Exhibit A, his feeling that he'd already repaid that particular favor. Janelle helped Robyn and I buy our house and I settled that debt with Janelle back in January, he insisted. And she just stated to me after that was done in January or February, she said, our debt is settled, you're good with me. It was more than fair. Cody Brown still has women asking to join his family. Should Cody still be interested in having his love multiplied, there's no shortage of options. As he revealed to Robyn on the November 2nd episode, I got another one of those emails from some woman talking about plural marriage. The unnamed person was kind of chastising me for deciding to quit plural marriage, he explained to his sole remaining bride. And then she offered up her services. She's calling me out, Cody explained to Robyn, and then asking sort of like to get to know us for the purpose of joining the family. Truthfully, it wasn't an immediate no from Robyn, who admitted in a confessional, for a split second, I think, oh, wouldn't this be great? This is what I've always wanted for my life. And, would they fit? Ultimately, though, it was a no. I find it very inappropriate that they would send it to Cody, she explained of her issue with the outreach. It's not usually proper to go hitting on a guy. You have to go through the sister wives. Madison Brush hasn't spoken to Dad Cody Brown in years. Though Cody is now acknowledging the estrangement he's labeled the failure of the family, he has a lot of work ahead of him if he'd like a passing grade. Discussing Maddie's 4th pregnancy on the series' November 9th episode, Janelle admitted that her eldest daughter didn't even tell her dad she was expecting. He'll find out, Cody's second wife added, noting there was no reason to keep him in the loop beforehand. They haven't spoken for a long time. It's probably been 2 or 3 years. Meri Brown says Janelle Brown made her feel special when she joined the family. Seems Janelle didn't just want the man, she truly wanted the family. When she wed Cody 3 years into his union with Meri, after briefly being married to Meri's brother, there's so many emotions surrounding that, Meri recounted during the November 9th episode. I always felt like when Janelle got married, she was being really cool in the way that she was like including me and she didn't want to hurt my feelings. At the time, Meri was filled with jealousy and other emotions as they tried to figure out, like, how to do this plural marriage thing, she acknowledged. And that always made me feel very special that she did that. Meri Brown says Cody Brown and Robyn Brown wanted her to sign a confidentiality agreement. Meri isn't one to be silenced. But things got hairy when the family hammered out a deal to sell Coyote Pass, the 14-acre property they purchased when they moved to Arizona. I think the issue was getting our names put on the appropriate pieces of properties, Meri explained during the November 16th episode. There was a lot of conversation surrounding that and I don't know why it couldn't just be signed on. She was also puzzled by another of Cody's moves. He's putting the whole F-King thing on me that I slowed it down, that I'm the problem, she detailed angrily. But it had to do with the fact that they were trying to get me to sign a confidentiality agreement that I was not willing to agree to. Why do you want me to sign a confidentiality agreement? Why are you trying to silence me? To hear Robyn tell it, though, their discussions were nothing to howl about. Meri and I have always been able to talk pretty frankly with each other, she explained. I was really just trying to find out what she needed and it really, like my intention is always in her best interest. Christine Brown reveals she used to have to put groceries back at the store. For Christine, more money has definitely come with fewer problems. Because the mom of 6 can still remember how it felt when money was so tight for the family there was no wiggle room for grocery shopping. It's embarrassing to be at the checkout counter and realize you've overspent, she detailed on the November 16th episode. And, yeah, you can write that check, but it's going to bounce. You had to put stuff back. Other times they had to walk back plans to pay for certain essentials. Noted Meri, we'd have, like, our weekly or monthly meetings, like, all right, which bill is most important to pay this week? Robyn Brown says she and Cody Brown had big fights about Coyote Pass. When it came to the eventual sale of Coyote Pass, Robyn said she was willing to be the big bad wolf. This has been important to me to make sure that everybody was treated fairly in this situation, she explained on the November 23rd episode after insisting that she, Cody, Janelle and Meri each walk away with a quarter of the profits. So, yeah, I fought him. I had some pretty big fights with him about it. In the end, noted Cody, when the 14-acre parcel sold in April 2025, we just said, okay, we'll just do the best we can to clear this up and make it. You just get everybody their 25%. Janelle Brown feels Cody Brown stopped working at his marriages. While Janelle stopped short of suggesting Cody went through a midlife crisis, she shared on the November 23rd episode that something shifted once he hit his milestone birthday. Happily ensconced with fourth wife Robyn at that point, Cody turned 50 and all of a sudden he started making all this noise about he was carrying the whole family, and I think he had this wife who just was his soulmate or whatever, Janelle detailed, explaining that he felt maintaining 4 unions was too exhausting. But Cody took issue with the idea that he didn't put in the work. I never shirked my responsibilities ever in this family, he insisted in his own confessional. I was always there and I gave 110% every time. I felt like I wasn't getting that from the rest of my family. And, with 3 soon-to-be ex-wives pushing him to change, I guess we all went through menopause together, he added, because there is such thing as male menopause and my testosterone probably just fell to the floor and I just didn't want to do the hard work anymore. Janelle Brown says her mom married Cody Brown's dad to try to save her from polygamy. If you can't beat M, join M? That's the stance Janelle's mom Cheryl Usher seemed to take when she first learned her daughter was exploring plural marriage. My mom came to save me from the polygamists because no daughter of hers was going to marry some into some crazy cult, Janelle detailed on the series' November 30th episode. But instead of driving a wedge between Janelle and her soon-to-be husband, she ended up marrying Cody's dad. Janelle continued of Cheryl's October 1992 vows to win Brown, and they actually got married 3 months before we did. Admittedly, their union made the family tree a bit more complicated. When they decided to get married, I was like, that's going to be a little hard to explain, but all right, Janelle acknowledged. It was a little weird at first, but I'm like, okay, it's great. Like somebody's here with me, I guess. Isabel Brown admits she and dad Cody Brown do not talk very often. To hear Isabel Brown tell it, she wishes her time with dad Cody wasn't quite so divided. As the second youngest of Christine's 6 kids explained on the November 30th episode, my dad and I aren't like, close. Instead, noted Isabel, her mom can be the dad and she can be the mom and she's perfect at it. And stepdad David is awesome, too. Still, Isabel stopped short of labeling her relationship with Cody as fractured. I mean, he's still my dad, she insisted, and I love him. Janelle Brown shares her first years of marriage with Cody Brown were hard. Though Janelle still feels the family had something special, that spark wasn't apparent early on. There were things that happened, especially that first year or 2 that I kind of wish he would have stood up for me as much as he maybe, by default, sort of took the other position, Janelle explained, not so subtly referring to her and Meri's rocky relationship. So, add that to the fact that there was a lot of jealousy and insecurity and stuff that we were working through and it just was not good. Pregnant with her eldest Logan Brown less than a year into marriage while Cody worked as a traveling salesman, his time at home was limited, Janelle reflected. As such, she learned to just keep the peace and I lost a lot of my identity. Cody Brown reveals what caused his rift with Meri Brown. If you want to be Meri's copacetic ex-lover, you gotta get with her friends. After she and Cody first separated, he helped her move out of her Arizona home, and when we depart, it's like, we're going to be kind to each other, right? He detailed on the December 28th episode. And the next thing I see is her friends just trashing me. As a result, he continued, I got right in her face, on the phone, but I was like, you need to have your friends shut their mouths. And I berated her friends. And I think she took that really, really personal. But here's their story from A to Z. There is a tendency for us to escalate a conversation, to not even be able to talk, in seconds, Cody recounted. It's explosive. We never managed that in our marriage. If we want any kind of relationship at all, we're going to have to manage it now. Christine Brown and Cody Brown are distant cousins. Christine and Cody may have ended their marriage, but they'll always be family. Literally. Third cousins, once removed is fully legal, she explained on the December 28th episode. I'm third cousins once removed from Cody. The connection became something of a family joke, shared Janelle, but they are so distantly related, it's ridiculous. I think in the polygamist families, this kind of stuff happens all the time. It wasn't the kind of relationship where you saw each other at a family reunion, like, it was a very distant relationship. But they would always joke about being cousins. It just is a small community. Sister wife spoilers, Meri Brown alleges NDA pressure as Coyote Pass sale exposes deep family fractures executive summary. Sister Wives Season 20 delivers one of the most consequential revelations in the show's history. Meri Brown claims Cody Brown and Robyn Brown attempted to pressure her into signing a confidentiality agreement while finalizing the sale of the family's long-disputed Coyote Pass property. What might have appeared, on the surface, as a routine real estate disagreement instead exposes years of unresolved financial entanglements, power imbalances, and emotional fractures that ultimately dismantled the Brown family's plural marriage ideal. This spoiler analysis examines Meri's allegation in full context, tracking the origins of Coyote Pass, the financial fallout from the family's Las Vegas homes, the competing narratives offered by Cody, Robyn, and Janelle, and the broader implications for trust, control, and accountability within the family. The NDA claim is not an isolated incident, it is the culmination of years of unresolved resentment, blurred financial boundaries, and shifting loyalties. The origins of Coyote Pass. The Coyote Pass property entered the Brown family story in 2018, when Cody Brown relocated his wives and children from Las Vegas to Flagstaff, Arizona. The 14-acre parcel was envisioned as a fresh start, a shared homestead where plural marriage could be rebuilt after years of strain. Each wife imagined a separate home on the land, with shared access and symbolic equality. In practice, the property became a focal point of division. Ownership was split into parcels, but financing, development plans, and legal title transfers remained incomplete for years. While the Browns debated house placements and infrastructure costs, real progress stalled. Over time, the dream of building on Coyote Pass quietly faded, replaced by frustration and suspicion. By the time the family began openly discussing selling the land, the property no longer represented unity. Instead, it symbolized broken promises and unresolved financial obligations. The sale that triggered the conflict. As the Browns prepared to sell Coyote Pass in 2025, unresolved ownership issues resurfaced. According to Meri Brown, the primary challenge should have been straightforward, ensuring each adult's name was properly assigned to the appropriate parcel so the sale could proceed. Instead, negotiations became contentious. Cody Brown claimed the delay stemmed from disagreements among the four original owners, himself, Robyn, Meri, and Janelle, about how to redistribute ownership equally. Lawyers became involved, paperwork moved slowly, and tensions escalated. Meri, however, offers a sharply different account. She alleges the real obstacle was an attempt to make her sign a confidentiality agreement as part of the process, an agreement she refused. Meri Brown's NDA allegation. During the November 16 episode, Meri accused Cody and Robyn of attempting to silence her by requiring a non-disclosure agreement. Her reaction was emotional and unequivocal. She rejected the idea outright, questioning why such an agreement was necessary at all. From Meri's perspective, the NDA was not about protecting privacy, it was about control. She believed it was being used to restrict her ability to speak openly about financial arrangements, past grievances, and the circumstances surrounding the sale. Her refusal, she claims, led to Cody framing her as the primary obstacle to the sale. Meri strongly disputes that narrative, insisting she was protecting herself rather than delaying the process. While Cody did not publicly confirm the existence of an NDA, he also did not directly deny it. This silence only fueled speculation among viewers and heightened the seriousness of Meri's claim. Cody Brown's version of events. Cody Brown maintains that the delays were procedural rather than personal. He argues that disagreements over equal ownership, reimbursement, and prior financial contributions made it difficult to finalize the deal quickly. He also acknowledged engaging in private discussions with Janelle Brown about potentially forcing the sale if Meri did not agree to terms. This admission, described by Cody himself as a backdoor deal, raised ethical concerns and further damaged trust. In Cody's telling, the situation became unmanageable due to competing expectations. He framed himself as caught between wives with conflicting demands, struggling to reach a resolution that satisfied everyone. Critically, however, Cody did not directly address Meri's core accusation: why a confidentiality agreement would be necessary in a family property sale. Janelle Brown and the backdoor deal. Janelle Brown's role in the conflict is complex. On one hand, she openly acknowledged that Cody could legally sell the property without Meri's consent. On the other, she expressed concern about losing the buyer due to ongoing delays. Her willingness to entertain a forced sale underscored her pragmatic approach, but it also revealed how fractured family decision-making had become. What was once framed as a cooperative plural marriage had devolved into individual negotiations and legal leverage. Janelle later confirmed she reached a financial settlement she considered fair. Meri, however, had not. This discrepancy became another source of tension and resentment. The Vegas house money and financial fallout. To fully understand the Coyote Pass dispute, it is necessary to revisit the family's financial decisions in Las Vegas. When Meri sold her Las Vegas home, she contributed the proceeds to help Cody and Robyn purchase their Flagstaff house. Janelle also contributed funds. According to Meri, the expectation was never clearly formalized as a gift or loan. As Robyn's home increased significantly in value, Meri and Janelle were left without comparable assets. This imbalance became a central grievance when the family later attempted to divide Coyote Pass profits. Cody argued that Meri's Vegas house proceeds were partially his and that he had personally invested more money into Coyote Pass. Meri and Janelle, meanwhile, believed they were owed reimbursement. These unresolved financial definitions, gift versus loan, shared versus individual property, made negotiations nearly impossible. Robyn Brown's position. Robyn Brown consistently framed herself as an advocate for fairness. She claimed she refused to proceed with the sale until everyone received an equal share, even describing herself as a rock in the way. However, her loyalty to Cody strained her relationship with Meri. Robyn admitted she did not warn Meri about the potential backdoor deal, citing her commitment to her husband. From Meri's perspective, this loyalty came at the expense of trust. Their once close friendship deteriorated to the point where Meri stated that any reconciliation would require starting over entirely. Robyn, in turn, accused Meri of burning bridges and unfairly criticizing her. The mutual distrust appears deep and unresolved. Emotional and ethical implications. Meri's reaction to the NDA allegation was not merely about paperwork. It was about dignity, agency, and the right to tell her own story after years of emotional marginalization. Her question, "Why are you trying to silence me?" resonated strongly with viewers. It reframed the conflict as a moral issue rather than a logistical one. The idea that a family member might be pressured into silence during a property dispute undermines the foundational values the Browns once promoted: transparency, equality, and shared responsibility. Impact on the Brown family dynamic. The Coyote Pass dispute accelerated the collapse of already fragile relationships. Trust eroded further between Meri and Cody, between Meri and Robyn, and among the former sister wives as a group. It also reinforced the perception that financial power increasingly rested with Cody and Robyn, while Meri and Janelle were left to negotiate from weaker positions. By the time the property sold, the plural marriage ideal was effectively over, not because of a single disagreement, but because of years of unresolved inequity. What this means for Season 20 and beyond. Season 20 presents the Browns at a crossroads. The sale of Coyote Pass marks the end of a long chapter, but the emotional and financial consequences remain. Meri's NDA allegation introduces serious questions about accountability and transparency that may continue to surface in future episodes and tell-all specials. Whether or not the confidentiality agreement is ever formally acknowledged, its alleged existence has already reshaped how viewers interpret the family's past conflicts. The fallout also suggests that reconciliation among the former wives is increasingly unlikely without full disclosure and acknowledgement of harm. Final assessment. The Coyote Pass saga was never just about land. It was about trust, fairness, and the struggle for voice within a collapsing family system. Meri Brown's refusal to sign a confidentiality agreement, and her willingness to speak out about it, stands as one of the most defining moments of Sister Wives Season 20. It forces both the family and the audience to confront uncomfortable questions about power, silence, and responsibility. As the Browns move forward separately, the legacy of Coyote Pass serves as a cautionary tale. Without clarity, equity, and mutual respect, even the most idealistic visions are destined to fail.